Hey, Michelle? Where did you want to meet today?
Hey, Eric. Your place is fine. As usual.
Where should we eat dinner?
Let's eat at your house. Please cook something.
Okay.
You can leave on time today, right?
Yep. I can leave soon. How about you?
My work is already done. I was getting ready to leave. I was gonna go straight to your house.
Okay. Do you want to go shopping together?
Yeah, let's do that. I can't carry heavy things by myself. I'll wait for you at the station. What about the supermarket near the station?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm gonna leave as quickly as possible.
It's okay. Either way, my office is farther away.
Right. But I'll leave as soon as I can. By the way, lately we always meet at my place.
Yes, that's right. You don't like it?
I don't mind it. But if it's okay with you, why don't we live together?
What?
You come to my house almost every day, and we have dinner together every day. Then it would be easier for us to live together. I think it would be easier.
Does that mean we're going to move into your house?
That's right. You pay rent for your apartment. It's a waste, right?
If we're going to live together, you're thinking about our future?
Huh? What about the future?
Don't tell me you're not going to just let me move in with you, and that's it.
You mean after we moved in together?
Yes. What are you going to do after I move in?
Well, I'm also thinking about our future.
Are you saying you want to marry me?
I can't say so for sure right now, but I'm hoping it will happen eventually.
I see. What's your annual income?
What?
Approximately how much? We've never talked about these things before, have we? So what is your income now, approximately?
My annual income? Is that what you're worried about?
Of course, it's important. If we're going to live together and think about the future, it is even more important.
Well, right. Roughly 50,000 or so. Or maybe a little less. Well, something like that.
What? That little? I mean, could it be less than $50,000?
I guess so.
You are in your 30s. Are you making that little?
I just started this job last year. They don't give raises that easily.
I see. Well, then, I'm sorry. Can you change jobs again?
Huh? What do you mean?
Would you change jobs again? With your current salary, it's impossible, isn't it?
Impossible to do what?
Do you really think you can marry me with that kind of income?
Why are you saying that? Are you judging me by my salary?
If you're thinking about getting married, salary is also important. You say you want me to move in with you. If I move in with you, I will have to introduce you to my parents, right? I don't want to introduce someone with such a small income to my family.
How could you say that?
What are you talking about? Who wouldn't? I'm not the only one. With that kind of income, you'll never marry anyone.
Aren't you happy with me? We eat dinner together every day. I felt so happy doing that. If we lived together, it would take some of the hassle off for you. I thought we could be happier. Was I wrong?
Eric, no one can live on idealism alone. That is reality. You should think more dispassionately.
What do you mean? What do you mean by idealism?
In reality, all we need is money. Right now, we are just dating. I work too, and I also earn some money. So I can live without depending on you. But if you're going to start talking about living together, shouldn't you find a better job? What are you going to do with that kind of income?
I'm not going to change jobs. This is a great place to work that I finally found. It's also rewarding. And I have good relationships with my boss and coworkers.
But what about the pay? Your income is that low. And are you okay with that?
It's not even that low. I get about average.
I don't think so. My friend's husband, for example, he makes more. If you are like this, I'm too embarrassed. I can't introduce you to my friends.
Do you only have friends who judge people by their income? I mean, were you one of those people?
That's not what I mean. I mean, as a boyfriend, it's okay. But if you're going to be my fiancé or future husband, I think we need to think about that a little bit too. I think.
So you're saying that because my income is an issue, you don't want to marry me. So you can't live with me? If that's the case, it's fine.
Huh? You're okay with that? If you really like me, isn't it normal to try harder?
Try harder? How?
You want to marry me, don't you? You're the one who said so. Then why aren't you trying harder? Aren't you going to make an effort or something?
What do you mean by try harder? I'm working hard and doing my best.
It's not about working hard.
Then what?
You should change jobs. Somewhere that pays better, if it's your career. You have other jobs, don't you? Get a new job as soon as possible. As long as your income goes up, you can marry me. You can go from being just my boyfriend to being my fiance, okay? Don't you want that?
Just for that reason alone, I can't change jobs.
Just that reason? You don't care about me, huh?
I didn't say that. I said I don't want to change jobs. Besides, this place is a lot nicer than the last one. The job has good conditions. The benefits of this company are also good. That's why I want to keep working for this company. I like what I'm doing now.
You choose work over me.
What? I don't understand. If you put it that way, you choose money over me too, don't you?
That is not what I meant. I'm just saying, if I were to marry you, at a minimum, aiming for $100,000 per year. That's the minimum.
That's not possible right now.
Okay, I see. Then we're no closer to becoming engaged. Maybe we'll go back to being friends.
Huh?
Is that what you want? Hey, what are you going to do?
I don't understand what you mean. If I won't change jobs, you want to break up?
I guess so. I really don't want to break up with you, though. I guess we are back to being friends for now. I can still go out with you, though. I won't go any further than that.
Are you saying you're breaking up with me because my income is low?
I didn't say that. Because you haven't thought about our future together, I say we go back to being friends once and for all.
That's just a different way of putting it, isn't it? You mean you want to break up, right? I asked you if you wanted to move in with me. That's all I asked you. I didn't think it would come to this. I'm sorry. I need to be alone today.
Why? I'm almost at the station. Don't you want to go shopping with me?
I can't act normal after a talk like this. I don't want to see you now. I want to think, alone.
Why are you being so selfish? I've already come in the direction of your house, you know?
Your house is 2 train stops from there, right? Just go home.
You're such a jerk. Are you trying to turn me away?
Please. Think about what you said calmly. You told your boyfriend that you would leave him if he didn't change jobs.
I didn't say right now. As far as the future is concerned, if you would eventually move on to a higher paying company, that would be great. I mean, I can marry you then.
That's enough.
Huh?
I didn't make it clear I wanted to get married. I don't know why you keep talking about my income so much. And I'm not going to change jobs. I can't think about that now. And I feel like I didn't know you well enough.
What do you mean?
I'm all for realistic thinking, but all you think about is money. I think it's a little early. For now. I don't want to see you for a while. Why don't you think about it on your own? Later, Michelle went to Eric's house. However, Eric didn't come home. Eric thought about it on his own, and he wanted to discuss it with her, and work out some of the disagreements about values. However, the dozens of angry texts he received from her afterwards completely dampened his feelings for her. By the next morning, there were over 100 texts from Michelle, so he decided that he could no longer make it work with her. Even after he told her he was leaving her, she sent him angry and tragic heroine-like messages. Seeing that, he couldn't figure out why he was dating her in the first place. Eric realized that you never really know who someone is.
Hey Mark, this is Megan, your new roommate. But all my friends call me Meg. I insist that you do the same. This is the correct number, right?
Hi, yes, this is Mark.
Oh, good. I was worried Todd gave me the wrong number to mess with me. People do that sometimes.
I don't think landlords do that, though.
You never know. People do all sorts of strange things these days. Anyway, this is so exciting. I've never had a male roommate before. We'll have so much fun.
Sorry, I think you've got the wrong idea. I just got out of a long-term relationship with my high school sweetheart, and I'm not interested in starting a new one at the moment.
Oh no, silly, that's not what I meant. I have a serious long-distance boyfriend. You just have that laid-back energy that I so desperately need in my life. Plus, you're an aspiring musician. I take interpretive dance classes. We creatives must stick together.
Sure. I hope we get along, too.
Awesome! I was having so much fun talking to you that I almost forgot why I texted you in the first place. Some delivery man showed up earlier. They brought a few boxes and said they were yours. Did you send them, or were they maybe thieves scoping out the apartment?
Thanks for letting me know. There's no need to be alarmed. I was the one who sent them. I didn't think they'd come so soon, though. I'll take care of the boxes when I get back.
Well, I have great news for you. I already took care of them.
What do you mean?
I unpacked them for you. It was just some textbooks. I put them on your desk. You're welcome.
Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to be helpful. What's the matter? Are you mad at me or something?
No, I'm just confused, that's all.
What's there to be confused about? I thought I'd help by saving you some time and energy.
I'm sure it couldn't have taken that much effort.
It literally took me 2 hours.
It took you 2 hours to put 5 textbooks on a desk?
Well, yeah. They were so heavy and I had to lift them all up. All I hoped for in return was some gratitude.
Right, I appreciate your help. It's just that I'd prefer if you didn't go through my personal items. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from.
Totally. I'm not like those nightmare roommates, I promise. I respect people's personal boundaries. I'm like super chill once you get to know me.
I'm sure you are.
Great. I knew you'd be a cool guy. I can already tell we'll become the best of friends. You think so too, right?
Right, that's definitely something that might happen someday.
Of course. Let's spend the little time we have living it up.
Sorry, I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Oh, I just meant that as humans, our lives are finite. But that's what makes them so special, wouldn't you agree?
Sure, I suppose.
I knew you would. I feel like I can spend hours talking to you. I can't wait to meet you.
Okay.
Are you still there, Mark? Have you made it through the week? My poor baby brother is getting harassed by his roommate.
Oh, come on, she's not that bad. I'm doing fine, I swear.
Are you sure, despite having to live with her?
What's with the dramatic pause?
I just had to make sure she wasn't listening. I feel like she might have bugged your laptop.
Who, Meg? I don't think so. She said all technology's evil, so she's avoiding it at all costs. The only exception is her phone, since she's using it to contact her boyfriend, and any gadget that aids their love can't be evil. Her words, not mine.
Seriously? That doesn't even make any sense. Are you really going to keep rooming with her? I mean, she rifled through your stuff. Who does that? That's probably a crime somewhere.
Well, she was trying to be helpful, and it's not like she's done it since.
Yeah, but she's done other things. She hung those huge tapestries on the windows, she took away 2/3 of your closet space, and she keeps burning some herbs and setting off the fire alarm. I get that she can do whatever she wants with her space, but why is she intruding on yours? How can you not be bothered by any of this? You may think it's fine now, but will you feel the same way in a month or two? The sooner you get this under control, the better.
Okay, I admit it's a lot to deal with, but I don't have another option. Do you know how long it would take me to find another apartment that was both close to campus and within my budget? The only other option that could have worked had rats and toxic mold.
I know. I'm sorry. I wish she could move in with us, but with Toby and the kids, we're already past capacity.
That's okay, really. I can handle one eccentric roommate. It must be difficult for her as well. I can see how she might feel uncomfortable sharing an apartment with a complete stranger who also happens to be a 6'3" man. I don't want to come off as being rude or aggressive for no reason.
God, you're considerate to a fault. What's so scary about you? You're like a big teddy bear.
You're only saying that because you're my sister.
Nuh-uh, not true. Trust me, it'll be better for both of you to discuss the things that bother you early on. It'll be far worse if she hears it weeks and months later when you inadvertently let it slip.
Maybe you're right. I'll try to talk to her.
Of course I am. Would you like me to come along as emotional support?
I don't know. Maybe. It would feel less awkward if it weren't just the two of us in the room. Plus, you know how uncomfortable these kinds of conversations make me feel. I could really use your support.
Well, I was joking at first, but I guess we could do that. Okay, let's do this. I'm ready to stand up for you like in old times.
Sure, but can we do it tomorrow? I wanted to go thrifting for some clothes today.
Sure, no problem. Call me when you're ready.
Will do. Meg, have you seen my new clothes around? I'm sure I hung them all up last night, but now I can't find them anywhere. It's as though they've disappeared.
Your new clothes? You mean those secondhand ones?
Yes, the clothes I thrifted yesterday. 3 shirts, a sweater, and a pair of pants. Remember, you even commented that they looked nice.
Oh, yeah, those clothes. Now I remember.
Do you know where they could be? I need them for tomorrow. I don't mean to sound accusatory, but to my knowledge, you're the only person who had access to them the whole morning. Unless, I suppose, somebody else visited during my morning jog.
No, I was alone, and I may know where they are.
Did you perhaps decide to bring them along when you were doing the laundry? If that's the case, though I understand you didn't intend to cause harm, I still feel like you've disregarded my request about not messing with my personal things.
And what if I was trying to do some harm? Not to you, obviously, but to the clothes.
I don't understand.
I'll tell you everything, but you must promise you won't get mad at me.
How can I promise something like that in advance?
No, you have to promise, otherwise I can't tell you the truth.
All right, I promise. Go ahead, tell me what's going on.
It all started when I was 8. I had a great aunt called Matilda. She lived on our street, just a few houses down from us. She used to babysit me and my siblings when my parents were out of town. We all loved her very much.
Sorry to interrupt, but what does any of that have to do with my clothes?
I'll get to them, I promise. You just need to hear this for context, okay?
Okay.
So we spent a lot of time at her place. We'd watch TV, bake cookies, play games, typical kid stuff. She would tell us stories from her youth and share age-appropriate life advice.
Right.
One day, she noticed my oldest brother wearing a brand new leather jacket. They were considered cool back in the day.
I'm pretty sure they still are.
Let's agree to disagree. Anyway, Great Aunt Matilda was all like, "That looks great on you, Danny. Where did you get it? It must have cost a fortune." And my brother was like, "Mom found it at a thrift shop. Isn't that great? We saved so much." Upon hearing the words thrift store, all color drained from her face. She asked us to sit down. She told us what she'd learned from her great-grandmother. She said her great-grandmother had told her that every piece of clothing seals the energy of its wearer within. She said that while it was possible that the energy trapped within came from positive emotions, it was simply not worth the risk, as the energy could have been years of the owner's resentment, sorrow, and anxiety balled up and conveniently sold at a lower price point. We ceremoniously burned his leather jacket that evening. It started a fire. We had to call the fire department.
I beg your pardon?
It all ended fine, though. None of us were harmed. Great Aunt Matilda was almost convicted of insurance fraud. Almost. She moved into a retirement home soon after that. We were no longer allowed to visit her unsupervised. Anyway, she lived for another 14 years after that.
I don't know what to say. That must have been pretty traumatic. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It was. It really was. But I made it through. I'm just tough like that. Life may try to keep me down, but I'll get back up each time.
That's great. Not to sound insensitive, but you were going to say something about my clothes, right?
Of course. I got so immersed in my story I forgot about them. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so the thing is, I took them with me this morning.
Why?
To burn them.
Excuse me?
To burn them like we burned my brother's jacket, to protect you from harm's way.
What?
You said they were bought at a thrift store, right? That means they could have had all that evil aura attached to them. We should cleanse the apartment.
Okay, let's pretend all that stuff is real. Who says the aura is evil? You said that it could also be positive.
We can't take any chances. You heard what happened at my great aunt's house. The same thing could end up happening here. We could end up getting accused of insurance fraud. What more reason do you need to get rid of these clothes?
Are you saying the leather jacket caused the fire? If anything, you'd have been better off not destroying it.
You're just saying that. You don't know for sure what could have happened. We probably prevented some other disaster from taking place.
I don't even know what to say to that. Those clothes belong to me, Meg. I bought them with my own money. They are my property. I can't let you destroy my property. Do you understand that? I'll alert our landlord. I'll even involve the authorities if I have to.
Are you threatening me after all we've been through together?
We met a week ago. What have we been through together?
Well, for one, I poured my heart out to you. Didn't I just tell you about a tragic event from my past?
You did, but only to justify wanting to burn my clothes.
I said I was doing it for your own good. Your anger is so not warranted right now. You're just being mean.
Listen, I'll take full responsibility for whatever happens to me after wearing those clothes, so just bring them back, okay?
I don't know if I can do that.
Why? Don't tell me you've already burned them.
No, I haven't. I didn't want to repeat Matilda's mistakes. I wanted to find a good place to burn them, but it's a lot harder than it sounds.
Okay, so if you haven't burned them, why can't you just bring them back home?
I just don't think I'll be able to face you.
Oh, because of the guilt? Don't worry about it. We'll talk about this calmly, I promise.
No, it's just that I feel this hostile aura around you. You have all these negative emotions and they are suffocating me. I can't be around you.
Okay, then maybe just drop them off when I'm out, or you could mail them to me.
No, you don't get it. This isn't working out.
What's not working out?
Us. We aren't working out anymore. We had this special friendship bond and now it's all ruined.
Is it really? Oh no, whatever will we do?
We have to stop living together. There's no other way to deal with this. It shatters my heart to say this, but one of us has to leave.
Okay, so you?
Yes, Mark, it's going to be me. I have to respect myself and leave when I know I'm no longer wanted.
Okay, yes, let's do that. Not that you're unwanted, it's just as you said, it's better this way. Wait, but what about your rent share? And how are you planning on finding a new place on such short notice?
I'll talk to Todd. We'll figure something out. I'm sure he'll go easy on me. I'm dating his son, after all. Speaking of whom, I'll probably move in with him for a while.
You are dating our landlord's son? I thought you and your boyfriend were in a long-distance relationship.
We are. He lives like 3 hours away. Have you ever driven for 3 hours non-stop? It's a nightmare. But since I have no other choice, I guess I'll have to tough it out there until I find another place.
I'm sure you'll be just fine, since, you're just tough like that.
You're absolutely right.
So about those clothes.
Okay, I get it. You don't have to keep repeating it. I'll bring them with me when I come to pack my stuff. I'll be there in an hour. Does that work for you?
Sure, thanks.
You're welcome. Hi, Mark, right? This is Megan, your new roommate. I just wanted to ask if you were okay with me bringing my hamster along. The landlord said it was okay, but I wanted to make sure you were comfortable with it too. I promise he'll behave.
Meg? When did you get a new number? And what's this about a hamster? Are you coming or not? It's already been over an hour since we talked.
Sorry, what? I don't think we've ever met before.
Oh, then I'm sorry, but I think you have the wrong number.
No, I'm sure it's correct. Your name is Mark Campbell, right? I'm Megan Lee, your new roommate. I had to delay my move for a week due to health issues, but I feel so much better now. I'll be moving in this evening. Didn't the landlord warn you? I called him this morning. I figured he'd notify you.
That can't be right. I've met Megan Lee. I lived with her for a week. This must be a misunderstanding.
Look, if this is a joke, it's not very funny. I don't want any problems. I'll just move in and do my own thing, okay?
Hold on. Are you being serious? You're really the Megan Lee who was supposed to room with me?
I am? Why else would I be texting you?
Then who is the woman I've been living with?
You're scaring me, Mark. What are you talking about?
Sorry, I'll explain everything later after I've spoken with Todd. Oh, and you can bring your hamster if you'd like. It wouldn't really bother me.
Okay.
After speaking with Megan, I had a lengthy conversation with Todd. Initially, as expected, he denied any involvement in what had happened. He claimed he had been tricked in the same way I had, and he had no idea who the woman was. However, he was forced to confess everything when I showed him a photo of his son embracing Meg. I hope she doesn't mind that I tore it off the wall. As it turned out, Todd had grown tired of sharing an apartment with his son's unconventional girlfriend, so he lied that he developed a severe allergy to sage smoke. He promised he'd find her a temporary place to stay until they found another apartment. When he found out the real Megan was sick with pneumonia, he figured he could have Meg live here for at least 2 weeks without losing out on Megan's rent. Meg would leave before Megan recovered, and Todd would deny ever knowing her. He'd pretend to search for her all over, but fail to turn up any leads. Eventually, her story would join the ranks of the other unsolved mysteries of our rundown apartment complex. Unfortunately for them, Megan recovered too quickly, and Meg wasn't very good at keeping secrets. Megan and I agreed not to make a fuss in exchange for 5 months' rent and my missing clothes. I never found out why Meg tried to burn them. I didn't have the energy to confront her when she came to drop them off. I couldn't discern what she was thinking by looking at her face. Maybe she really did believe she was doing me a favor. Luckily, Megan and I turned out to be compatible as roommates. 5 months later, we moved to another apartment with the money we'd saved on rent. We still don't have enough money to take legal action, but we keep trying to spread our story far and wide.